my dance, make it hurt.
Hello, welcome to Project Passion, the podcast made to inspire you to follow your passion and turn it into a successful business or career. My name is Johnny Thompson, and this week I am joined by Will, the owner and founder of Tailored Traffic. They're a marketing agency based out in Dubai, and they're helping their clients to increase their revenue through social media ads. Now, what first attracted me to Will in the first place was actually his content strategy, the content he puts out in social media, and the way he does it and the sort of strategy he uses. I know from looking at it is super valuable, and I know from speaking to him some of the things that he has planned for today to talk about and to show you guys is going to be incredibly valuable for your own strategies. Now, with that said, let's just get straight into it. Remember, guys, if you did enjoy the video, go down, you can hit like, hit subscribe, turn the notifications on if you want to get notified every week when we upload. If you listen to the audio, you can favorite the podcast. You can also leave a review if you fancy it as well. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first of all, man, appreciate you coming on, appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us and share some value with the people. So do you want to introduce yourself, get started?
Yep, awesome, man. Thank you very much, Johnny. I'm very grateful to be on the podcast, and I really appreciate it, man. So to introduce myself, my name is Will Rodrigues. I'm the owner of Tailored Traffic Agency. We are an agency here in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and we help local businesses get more clients per month using social media. So as you said, you were attracted to my content, and I really appreciate it. A lot of people do come to me and they say, hey, I like your content. How do you do this? And you were like the perfect opportunity. You came up to me and you said, hey, man, let's do a podcast. Let's show people how we actually do it. And I'm all about it, man. I love giving out my free strategies. I'm a giver. I just love sharing valuable stuff.
Nice, man. So obviously we're going to get into your content. We're going to get into your strategies here, but I ask a question to all marketers because I think it's quite interesting to hear people's responses. But what was it that first got you interested in the sort of digital space, into digital marketing, and into being an entrepreneur?
Right. So my dream was my passion. I was always at a young age, I think at around 17, 18 years old, was always to be an entrepreneur. Like I just knew that this lifestyle of 9 to 5, having a job, working for someone else was never meant for me. Like at the back of my mind, I always knew. So when I was like 21, I started my first e-commerce store. It was a print-on-demand store where I would print uh, beautiful graphics on phone covers, cell phone covers. And that went well for like 4 to 8 months, but I just didn't see myself doing it for the long run. So I had to stop it, drop out of it. And, until I was 23, I was just looking for something else, something that made me click. So I came across SMMA, social media marketing, and I was curious about it. I said, hey, man, what is this? Let's read about it. And it just instantly clicked for me because I love marketing. I love to learn about marketing, the algorithms, how sales work, how persuasion works. And I was like, hey, man, I should have found this earlier. And I just went all in with it. I hired some good mentors, obviously Jordan Platten being one of them. And I said, I'm going to go all in with that.
Right. And how long have you been doing digital marketing? Because I know I've been in the space for about a year now, and I think I've known you probably for a couple of months now. But how long have you been in the game for?
I've been in the game since last year in September. I started learning all about this in early 2020, and I started actually moving the needle of my business in around September.
Nice, man. And also, as I said, what we've got you on here for today is your content. So do you want to just kind of explain to people, and obviously I'll throw some pictures up on the screen here, guys, let you see, but do you want to kind of explain to guys what it is you're really doing with your content, what you're trying to achieve for your agency through that?
Right. So the first thing with my content is when I was doing research about my competitors and in the local area in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, what other agencies are actually doing with their content, because I actually wanted to learn from them. And I came to realize that these guys are not putting as much effort as at all in their branding or even in the value of their content. So I just said, hey man, there is a big gap in the market and I can fill it. So I came up with an idea to give as much value as possible, but not just give value as an agency, but as a personal brand. So make it known to people that, hey, there is a human being behind this agency and there is a brand behind this agency owner. So that's how I just got started with it. Eventually, I started doing this, but in the beginning, I wasn't doing it the same way. I started just as an agency with my logo as the profile picture and all of that stuff.
So have you seen benefits through putting the time and effort into building this content strategy as opposed to not having one?
Definitely. Even a lot of big business owners are kind of approaching me and inquiring about my services. So I definitely see a lot of benefit in it. And since I'm doing it and a lot of agency owners in Dubai, Abu Dhabi are not doing it, it puts me one step ahead of the game.
Yeah, and I know for myself and from my own experience, like even making the content that goes with this podcast takes a lot of time, and I know that's probably why a lot of other marketers, a lot of content creators don't put out as much content or don't put as much thought and in depth into their content, which you obviously do. Is time a factor? How does that kind of work for you in your time scaling? Obviously, you've got your client work to do and everything as well as building this brand.
Definitely, that's a good question. And the way I see it is, I see this personal branding Instagram thing as a long-term game, because anything can happen. You can lose your job, your business can go down, but your personal brand always remains. Those people that you have built a good relationship with, they're always going to buy from you because they trust you and they're loyal to you. So this is the number one reason why I'm putting the effort into my content, because it's like a compound interest, right? It's going to benefit me in the future, and I'm very certain of it. And the way I'm doing it right now is I'm designing all of the content myself, and I have a calendar where, obviously I cannot do it every day, but I have it on my calendar. Hey, this day I'm going to be doing content. And since all agency owners obviously are very busy outreaching to everyone, and it takes a lot of your willpower, man. Sitting here on the computer and creating a content for 2 hours, it's a lot of brain work. So I've come up with a way to kind of, do it more quickly as much as possible. So I would love to go into the strategies with you.
Of course, man. Well, I think you're going to throw up on screen share, so obviously we'll talk about it for the people on audio as well, so you guys can hear and understand what's going on. But for anyone on video, you're going to throw it up here, and you're going to kind of talk through a couple of your steps, a couple of your sort of points that you go through when you're building these posts up.
Yep, awesome. So before I get into that, let me just quickly say just the basic fundamentals, the basic foundation, and the mindset that you need to have when creating content. So what I found out is consistency always wins with Instagram. So let's just say, you're a busy business owner, but you can't be consistent every day. Everyone says, post every day. You have to engage with your audience every day, comment on everyone, engage with your story. So the way I have come to realize that I can get around this is Instagram always needs to be shown, the algorithm always needs to be shown that you are an active member on their platform. That way they know that, hey, this guy is giving back to us, so we should give back to him. So if you can't post, if you can't create content every day, at least share other creators' post on your stories and then tag them. So, and give a compliment, so when they see that, hey, this guy actually gave us a compliment, let's just share our post on our on his post on our stories. So it's like a compound effect, shout out for shout out, win-win situation for both of you guys. So if you don't have the time, first of all, to create content every day, at least share some stories, show a bit of your personality, just open up your phone, show your face. It's very important. Show your face and give as much value. Give a quick tip of the day. So if you can't post every day, post a story every day.
And that is super important, because I know we've talked about that with other marketers and other people that have personal brands, but just using what we would call UGC, which is user generated content, which is, if you're a business and someone, you sell products, someone takes a photo of that product, that's just free content. If they've tagged you in that, go share that to your story, tag them in it. They get excited about that, builds that brand loyalty as well, because they feel like they're getting to interact with you as a business. And as Will says here, it's more personable and people buy into personality more than they build into a product or a service. But what I want to ask again, just quickly before you kind of show something, is a lot of people find the problem being research or knowing what to put on these posts. Do you have a method to how you find these posts, or how do you find the content you're going to put out on these posts?
Yep. That's a very good question, because I used to struggle a lot with this, and it would take a lot more of my time than actually creating the post. To actually finding just the headline idea, I would like search the whole internet. So along with at least doing like 70 posts by now, I have come up with a plan to reduce the time of finding content ideas. So the way I do it is I go on TikTok, I go on YouTube, I just read blog posts. So I recreate the content. Let's say I just go on TikTok, I research the tag marketing. So a lot of videos are going to come. So I scroll through those videos and I see the ones that I like. Boom. Like my latest post right now about the Apple one, I'll go through it. It was through TikTok. I just typed in marketing. I got the video from TikTok. I just watched that TikTok. I said, hi, that's a good idea. How can I rephrase it in my own words, in my own style, and create it in a carousel way? So that's the fastest way I've come to realize. Then I go to YouTube. I see very good channels. Like there is one called Social Media Examiner. I just go through them. They do all the research. They do all the, what is trending right now and what is happening right now. So I just take one of their ideas. I put it in my own words, give it my personality, my voice, and create content in my way. So that's like the fastest way you can do it.
And do you think there's a misconception with people that they have to actually create content organically, and they don't realize that you can actually just take what someone else has factually proven, reword it, don't carbon copy it, but change this, change that, reword it, change the elements in the creative, and then use that same information for your own purposes? And I think a lot of people just don't understand that you can do that, and that will speed up your job tenfold.
Yeah. The fact is, man, if people wanted to learn information, they would just go to YouTube or they would just go to Google and ask the question. The reason that they follow you and they learn from you is because of your personality. It's because the way you say it, the way your perspective of it, your opinion about it. That's the reason people follow you and people like to learn from you. If people really wanted to learn, they would go to Google. So don't ever worry about that. It's not a bad idea. It's not a good idea to copy someone's content. You can copy, but just improvise, make it in your own way.
Yeah. So do you think then it is important for personal brands to have almost a template for how they make posts? Almost like, people know the Project Passion creatives are always going to be the same, and you know it by eye. And do you think that's important then for a brand, that they need to have their own colors, their own theme to their fonts and stuff like that?
Yes, it's absolutely important. I did that mistake when I was starting out. I didn't do any research on my colors, on my fonts. And because of that reason, I had to delete a lot of my posts. I woke up at 4 a.m. sometimes to create those posts, and I had to delete those because they didn't, match with my brand colors, with my fonts. And yeah, that was a tough lesson that I had to learn. So always choose the right fonts for you and stay consistent with them. Choose the right colors, choose the right templates.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's easy for us probably to say choose the right font, choose the right color, right template, but how does someone do that? How does someone know if a font's right for them? I know some people might have their actual logo done in a certain font. Should they copy that for their posts, or should they find something maybe similar but with a bit of a difference to it?
I don't think so. It's necessary to like copy your font which is similar to your logo. It can be anything that you like. So the way I did it, the way I found my font was I just went on to canva.com/font combinations, and you can just type in the font name that you like, and then it will show you a combination which goes well with it. So you can always use the first font for the headline, and the rest of it all goes for the body, for the context. So that's the best way. You just test which works best for you.
Yeah. And obviously, you make this content yourself. Do you use Photoshop or Canva? Because I know personally, I use Premiere Pro for editing video, but I hate Photoshop. So when I can, I just stick to Canva.
I love Photoshop as well. I've been using Photoshop for a long time. But for content creation, I have come to realize that Canva is one of the best tools anyone can have, because they are making it easier and easier for content creators every single day. It's very easy to do and it's very effective.
Yeah. I don't think people realize well that any of my thumbnails, any of my anything I put out, you can guarantee has probably been through my Canva just to do even just a color adjustment, because back before you would have needed to use actual editing software, you needed to use Photoshop to do actual color changes. I mean, Canva makes it as easy as clicking the adjust button, and then just you can change your saturation, you can change your exposure, you can change your contrast, you can even add animations now. I mean, I was making some client graphics for a product. I'd done them as the pictures, clicked the animate button, and it automatically animated all of the products dropping in. and I sent them out, and the client was ecstatic just to get there. I mean, genuinely took me, what, 5 seconds extra just to make these animations, and my content schedule just has expedited insanely since then.
And just in case, if you are doing website creations for some of your clients, you can even create websites on Canva right now. You can just model them, just show them, hey man, your website is going to look like this. Check it out. We can show it to you. It's going to take like 10 to 15 minutes of your time, right? That's the best thing about Canva.
And stories, and I think, as you mentioned yourself, templates as well. Canva has a massive library of templates, and I mean, what, the subscription fee is probably like £8 a month in Great British pounds, something like that there, and that includes the full pro. So you're going to get all of the templates, you're going to get all of the stock photographs. I mean, they have a ton of stock video, you get stock music or sound or something like that, but you get all of the pro stock stuff. And I mean, if you totaled up all of the pro elements that I've used since I've had it, it's probably saved me hundreds of, if not over thousands of pounds in money that I would have spent on buying them individual elements from stock suppliers online.
Yep, and it's not just about saving money. It's also about saving you a lot of time, because all of that you don't have to run through any other applications, any other tools. You can do everything all at one place. So let's start off like right from the beginning. This is my latest post that I've created, and I'll show you guys how I did it from zero. So let's just say this is for a carousel post now, not for a single post, for a carousel, which is really trending right now. And I would recommend anyone who's starting out, if you guys want to stand out, just start creating carousels, because it's much more different. And the community which is supporting carousels, they are very engaging, they are very helpful. They comment on your post, it's a win-win situation for everyone. So with that being said, let's get started. First off, let's create a design. Custom size. Your custom size is going to be 2160 into 1350. Create a new design. There we go. You have your new design. Now, select file, show rulers, show guides, and show margins. What this is going to do is show you an outline of how you should actually create your post, and where you can, have some space, not go above and beyond. This is how it's going to look like on mobile. And just pull out a bar from here so that you have an idea and you don't make mistakes. And one right in the middle. Okay, now you have your picture, your poster ready. Select a background color. Now I would suggest not go to completely black or completely white. Always have a nice tone for it. So this is my brand color, which I go for always. Now, if you have this ready, let's say you want fonts. So you just go to your font. As you can see, canva.com/font combinations. You just start typing your font. So this is my font, Pepas Nue. It's gonna automatically find a matching sub font for me. Like, as you can see, both of these are matching. So you can just copy this name and voila, you have your fonts. Now, next thing people struggle with is usually finding the right colors for you. So finding the right colors can be a task. Maybe you have your brand colors already with your website and your logo, but if you don't have it, this is a great idea to get started with this. So just go to color wheel, type in any color that you like. Maybe you like blue or green, and it's going to show you complementary color which goes well with this. Now you can use monochromatic as well. You can see it shows you the complete combination of which is the best one. If you want 3 colors, there you go. Triadic.
I'll not lie, even I didn't know this was a function in Canva, to be honest with you, mate. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. This is mind-blowing for me.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Google. Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yep, it's great, man. Canva is amazing. So you can always find right amount of color combinations for you. The code is right here. You just copy it. So going back to how I did this.
Is it also worth noting as well, you can upload your own font onto Canva as well. If you have a font that you have from outside, you could bring in, because I know I had to bring one of my fonts, one of my clients' fonts, both into the software itself to be able to use them on posts. But it's super simple. It's just like uploading a photo onto it.
Yep, you can absolutely do it. You just click here and you can see upload a font. So it's going to take you to uploading your font. So that's it. It's pretty simple as that. Click and play. So since I have my headline here, now you always want to come up with a headline which is going to pull the client in, like whoever is watching it, you want them hooked. So the way I do it is, I'm not sure, right? Which headline do I choose? I have an idea in my head. I see a post on Instagram, on YouTube or TikTok, but I want to change the headline. I don't know how it's going to work. So I rephrase the headline and I see how it's going to work with this. So I just go to a website called headlines.coschedule.com. Just paste the headline here, whichever has come up into your head, and analyze it. And it's going to give you a score. Based on that score, you can just tell, oops, I can only try it once. So just go to this website, headlines.coschedule.com, and it's going to analyze, give you a score if how good your headline is. It has to be above 30. If it's above 30, the score is above 30, great. It works best for you.
And do you need to buy a membership for that there software, or does it give you a free certain amount of uses before you then have to pay?
It gives you three amounts, and even if this one is not working, you have so many others. Just search for headline generator, you'll get thousands of others. So you can do it all day, basically. Yep. So I just paste my headline here. Now with this image, this is another amazing thing that you can do on Canva. So this image, I just found it on Google, but you can always find high quality images on Freepik, which is my favorite website, freepik.com. Or you can just find it in photos here in Canva. So the way I did this image is I have this Apple image right here, right? There you go. This is an image with a white background. Now, how do I separate it? I just go to effects. I click background remover, and that's it. The background's gone.
That's honestly single-handedly one of the most used features I have on Canva. I use that for everything. And I mean, my girlfriend, my partner, she's a designer and she uses Photoshop like 6 hours a day. And she freaks out when I can do that in seconds. And she's sitting there doing like the little lasso tool on Photoshop, cutting it out. Nah.
Exactly. I used to do the same thing before, but I didn't know about this tool. And all you have to pay is a few pounds for this. So if you want this to be a carousel post and you want it right in the middle here, and you want people to swipe and just watch the whole picture, you can always do that.
Mm-hmm. And do you want to explain to people what the difference is in what you're doing here? Because obviously on Canva you can click an Instagram post and you can make one that is to the size of an Instagram post, but you've not done that here. You've created one at a certain specific size and then use these borders. What's the difference here? What way does this work that's better than as two standard posts?
Yep. So the reason why I'm doing it this way is because if you were to do a seamless carousel, let's say if you wanted to place this guy right here in the middle and you want it to be a slidable post, right? So people slide it and it's like a paper. It's not jumble up. It's not up down. It's very smooth when you scroll through the carousels, right? So if you do a single post every time, you wouldn't know how to place the picture. You wouldn't know where you should post it. So this is the problems that I faced when I was starting out. So someone told me this trick about having a size like this and just add an image and there you go.
Yeah. And is it just a case then when you put this on, you select it as two photographs and then move one to the left and move one to the right to make it fit the square correctly?
Yeah, if I was doing single post, that's what I would have to do. I would have to crop this guy out and then do two guys on two different images. But over here, I do not have to. So going further on, I will show you how you can seamlessly, crop these two images into halves by using one tool, which is absolutely free. So let me just show you the end. Okay. So as you can see, why I have done this here, you always need to be putting your image, your wordings in a way which is going to capture people's attention. Like I have this Apple word here in bold, and I have these in a lighter transparency. I just click here and I decrease the transparency right here so that I know I catch people's attention and they don't lose it. So that's my kind of trick. I also have this graph right here, which every time I slide towards the carousel, it's going to show that you are actually moving forward.
I like that little feature. How did you make that then? Was that already an element that you just copy and pasted in, or did you kind of make that some way?
Yep, that's an element I just copy and paste from Canva. So you just go and here type in graphs. There you go. You just have it right here. You can even choose another one if you don't like these. And
And you can change the percentage on it. You know what? You're teaching me stuff here, bro. Honestly, I mean, I thought I used Canva, like I thought I used a lot of the functionality, but I didn't even know you could do that. That's sick.
so here you just put 10% there. You just use it again here. You just put 20% and then so on. Just keep it going.
So this would even be helpful as well for people like us that do marketing. I mean, if you're doing like a proposal or something like that there, or you were doing a PowerPoint, this would even be beneficial for them sort of reasons as well, because you can use these almost as, I'm assuming them graphs here, you can change all of those bar sizes as well. So that would be super easy and functional for maybe even monthly reporting for your clients and stuff like that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And all of these guides that are here, turning on all of the framework, it helps really well. And this saves your time. It's all about saving your time and not wasting time on creating something, you know. And then going back, people seem to love my new neoformic designs like these. People seem to like it a lot. So I'll just show you guys how I do this. And it's pretty simple actually. Just go to elements and you type in neoformic, neomorphic. Neomorphic, and there you go. You have everything right here. You can design any way that you like. It looks pretty advanced. It looks like an advanced design. So I actually love these kinds of styles. So there you go. Boom. And to design a carousel, the key to designing a carousel is I've seen a lot of digital marketers. They love to give value, right? They're doing an awesome job giving value, but people don't come to Instagram to learn. They just come to Instagram because they are bored and they just want to get on autopilot and they're just scrolling their minds out mindlessly. So the way you catch their attention is by the headline. Number one, you put a headline that grabs your attention immediately. The second slide should always tell them exactly what they're going to learn. Like, don't misguide them, don't over deliver. Just tell them exactly what they're going to learn. So the next slide, when they slide next, it's a little bit of information. It's gaining curiosity. So it's like 10 to 15 words here, 10 to 15 words here until 5 slides down. And then after 5 slides, you give 15 to 50 words of information so that people feel that after they are sliding, they are actually receiving a lot of value. And when they reach at the second last slide, which is going to be this one, on the 9th slide, you give all of your bullet points and all of the strategies right there so that people can actually follow it and make it actionable. So they immediately are going to think, hey, I found it very valuable. I should save this post and come back to it later. And the more people save your posts, it's going to tell the algorithm that this post is keeping people on our platform. So we should promote this guy even more. So always on the second last slide, keep all your bullet points, and on the other ones until 1 to 5 slide, 10 to 15 words, and after 5 to 10 slides, all of your big information. And of course, on the last slide, you give your CTA.
Yeah, and that little thing I'm seeing there on your screen, the little at Will Rods, is that, I assume, another one of these neomorphics or something like that there also?
Yep, it is. The neomorphic design is right here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this is just an element right here. Just
Little hard
in.
element, just dropped it in, yeah. Nice.
Yep, that's it. And the way I do this now, let me show you how to actually post this on Canva. Just press share, you download all of these. Now I have them downloaded. You just go to it's called Pine Tools. The website is called Pine Tools. Just go to Pine Tools, press on choose file. Now you have your files right here. Conversion right here. Now you choose all of your files, right? You would have them like this in a compressed folder. You just open those up and you choose them one by one. So you have your first one here. You choose horizontally, PNG, and 2. Press split image. You'll get 1 and 2. Now once you press these, you place them right here. Let's say 10. Save. And the second one, 11. So do you get the idea? Yep, 10 and 11. You see? Now you can easily post this on Instagram.
Awesome. And obviously you mentioned there as well beforehand that these actually perform better, is that true, than, you know, standard posts or standard swipe posts because of, what was it, it keeps people engaged for longer, so that then tells Instagram that people are enjoying your content and then obviously puts you further up the lists in terms of feeds?
Exactly. And it also stands out from the crowd. Like it's not another boring Instagram post, just like everyone else does.
Yeah, yeah. And I know, I did do it weirdly. This was actually one of my nephews or nieces I heard this from, strangely. But supposedly you can check, you can see if people have swiped across and read or looked at the second post. So it's a way to check if people or how many people are engaging with your post, something crazy like that there. But I looked at it one day and it ended up looking pretty legit, which was pretty strange considering it came from like a 14-year-old child.
Kids these days, man, they know more than us.
Man, it's crazy. It is crazy at the minute. But you're doing this content, and look, I know I'm the same, and I know a lot of people are going to be watching, a lot of people are going to be listening, and they're just going to be thinking, well, shit, like, I don't have the time to do this. But obviously, this gets quicker to do. The initial building this template out is what's going to take the time. It's what's going to take a couple of hours and revising it and stuff. But once you've got this down, surely it is just a case of click and drop. You know, obviously, you know, you're looking on TikTok and you're finding all the content. So it's just a case then of, right, I have the information, I just need to drop it on my template and then schedule it all to be posted and, you know, maybe do a month's worth in one day or something like that there, I assume.
Exactly. That's exactly how I started. And in the beginning, it was hard. It would take me a lot of more time. But as I got used to it, it becomes much more easier. You just get the gist of it and you can just do it way more quickly. And another thing that I would like to point out is a lot of people forget about this. It's not just about posting content, because if you just post content and you have a lot of content on your page, people are not going to like or engage with it unless you are engaging with other content creators as well. So engagement and building a community is very, very important if you are building a brand. So the way I do engagement is I've come up with a way. Now I hate spending time on Instagram. It gets me distracted. I go watch dog videos all the time. So I have a blocker which blocks my app for every minute I use Instagram. So the way I do it is I just outsource it to someone who is has a lot of free time on their hands and they're not doing anything. I just pay a small bit of amount to them, and they do it on their own. But in the beginning, obviously, I had to do it and learn how to do it. So here are my tips. Whoever is in your industry, choose 3 of the biggest industry leaders in your agency group. Maybe someone who has 10K followers, at least 10K or above 10K followers. Now every day for 15 minutes, for 1 hour in total, but you can batch it in 15 minutes. You just go to their comment section and you just comment something authentic. You comment on their post, you reply to some of the people who have asked questions in their post. Now, that's the first thing. Second thing would be hang out where your potential clients are. Obviously, you're starting Instagram because you want clients from those. Now, the way I do it is there are networking groups here in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and a lot of business owners follow those networking groups, those networking pages. So I go into their account following and I just randomly choose 5 of their followers. I go into their account, I like their pictures, and I comment on 2 of them. So that's it. They see my account, they say, hey, this guy is a marketer. Maybe I need him in the future for my business. So they follow me. Now I have inbound leads coming in automatically. So that's like the very important part of building a community, giving as much value and commenting on other people's posts. So they comment on you as well.
And how often are you posting, or how often would you recommend content creators should be posting their posts? once a day, once every 2 days? Obviously stories shouldn't be included because stories should constantly be being uploaded, but how regular should people be putting these posts on their social media profile?
So I would recommend doing it every day, but I'm a bad example of this because I can't do it every day. So I'm guessing a lot of people can't do it as well. So if you can't do it as well, obviously do a lot of stories, but I would recommend at least a minimum of 4 times per day. 4 times per day doing a very valuable post is going to give you so much reach. And don't overcomplicate it. There is no need to give paragraphs, People like to make it simple. There is a quote that says by, I think it's Albert Einstein. He says, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't know your business well enough or your product well. Yeah. So you got to make it as if you are explaining to a 5-year-old. People don't want to overcomplicate things. They just want the answers quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I assume obviously you write you create the content. What about the descriptions that go with these posts? Is there a certain skill set that you use to write these posts to go with it? Long form, short form. What way do you set them out?
Do you mean my CTA, my captions?
Yes. So your captions on your actual posts that you're putting out.
Okay, my captions, I always make them personalized, what my thoughts are on those. So if someone is reading the captions, then, and most people are reading captions. I don't read captions on other people's posts because I'm lazy, but I know that a lot of people do like to read captions. So I make my captions as tailored towards my personality as much as possible. And at the end, I would always give out a CTA. Hey, if you need help with advertising and marketing for your business, drop me a DM, send me the word ice cream. So, and that kind of works.
So I think obviously this episode has been insanely valuable. I mean, for me, never mind anyone else. I mean, this is something that I've been working on, and obviously I've been working on for the podcast, and it's something I need to get back into myself. I know I did start it a while ago and made a couple of videos about it. I was doing like blog posts and I was trying to put out more content. It just kind of slipped off. I was focusing more on the agency. So would you have any tips for anyone there that's trying to make better content and just how they can make the better content and how they can, just actually take it to another level from where they are currently?
The tip that worked for me was I didn't listen to 100 other people. I just went out and I just tried. I just tested different things until I found the thing that clicked. And when I did find something that worked for me, it made me stood out in the crowd because, I don't have much followers right now, but I'm standing out from the crowd. Whenever someone comes to my platform, they immediately find value and they see me as a unique guy. That's because I took the time to fail and to learn which is going to work for me, the strategies that are going to work for me. So don't be afraid that even if you're wasting time, even just create content, just find your click because everyone has it.
Yeah, awesome, man. But look, I appreciate it so much you coming on the show today. I know it's going to make a lot of people happy getting this extra value from this. Marketing videos on this podcast seem to go down really well. Everyone really enjoys them. I know Jordan here a couple of weeks ago we had on. You guys loved that, so that was definitely more reason to get Will on. Obviously, we're within the same network together, me and you, Will. So yeah, it's been great to have you on, man. I appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to me.
Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate you. Very grateful for you as well to having me on the podcast. And I hope you do have a great day, man.
No, and just where can people find you? Obviously, I will have already put your Instagram on the screen, but you want to let people know where they can find you online, your social media platforms?
Yep. So my Instagram is @the Will Rodrigues. So TheWillRodz, the Will Rodrigues.
Awesome, man. No problem. Well, thank you again. I appreciate it. And guys, if you did enjoy the video, if you liked it and you got some value out of it, please feel free to go down, hit the like button, hit subscribe. It lets me know that you're getting value from these videos, that you're appreciating them, that you're enjoying them. And it lets the guests know that you've enjoyed what they've said and let them know that you're getting value out of it. And it helps me know what you actually want to see and who I should bring back and what other niches I should look into. But yeah, that's it for this week, guys. If you're listening to the audio version, go check out the video. You're going to get a ton more value from it if you're watching what Will done today. It's incredible for him to go through that and show it to us and show us his strategy. So yeah, go check him out on social media, guys. Give him a follow, give him a share. Go check out his content. You maybe get some ideas for how you can do your own. And yeah, tag Will up in them, let them know what you're learning from him, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Hello guys, how you doing? It's me, Jack, mate. You've just finished watching probably one of the best videos on YouTube. So why not take a moment to consider subscribing? And if you haven't already, hit the like button and turn the notification bell on. Apparently it helps. I don't know how. It was a good no, wasn't it?